The monster, Naoya Inoue, has been on a relentless mission since moving up to the super bantamweight division, taking out every champion and top contender the division has to offer. While many boxing fans are calling him up to the featherweight division to face someone like Nick Ball, there is however still lots of opportunities for where he is right now. Many would consider there's still one more man on the list, the former unified champion MJ Akhmadaliev.
He was really...
Before Inoue either moves up or faces fellow Japanese star Junto Nakatani at 122 pounds. This is the biggest fight to make in the division. Akhmadaliev is no tune-up though. He's a dangerous southpaw boxer puncher with an elite amateur pedigree, winning bronze at the Olympics. He brings fast hands, compact burst combinations, and serious bodywork to the table, so this on paper is no walk in the park for the monster. Inoue will need to be at his absolute best come fight night. So in today's tactical overview, I'm going to take a look at each fighter and the gaps they can exploit from each man. So on that note, let's get right into it. Let's start off with the monster. In his last fight against Cardenas, he suffered just the second knockdown of his career, but as always, he responded like a champion, coming back to finish the job in another action-packed performance. This time out though, I expect him to aim for a much cleaner approach. Both Neary and Cardenas managed to drop him from that southpaw stance on the inside, something MJ's team will have no doubt studied closely. One of Inoue's biggest challenges though will be MJ's footwork. Akhmadaliev shuffles out of danger quickly, making his opponents overreach with the straight punches. He can also use slick lateral movement to stay elusive, or when he wants, switch gears and press forward. And given Inoue's reputation for a devastating puncher, I'd expect MJ to lean more towards a cautious first few rounds, looking to use his smooth boxing movement rather to try and trade fire with him. For Inoue, the early rounds will be likely to establish his own presence. Sharp jabs, right hand to the body and up top, while unleashing combinations when he can.
Tapal has had some success with that as well. To land something. Oh, there it is. That right hand to the body. I
feel he needs to force MJ into the defensive early and make him feel the power so he starts to cover. And this for me would open up a potential opening. And this is MJ's tendency to raise into a high guard when up close, which of course can leave his body exposed momentarily.
The disciplined smart thing, looking really...
But I think straight away Akhmadaliev, he's
and let his hands go. Stay in the pocket right there, that double.
Another good body shot. I think Akhmadaliev felt that left hand downstairs, so he's backing up now. It's two straight left hands to the body. There's three. Akhmadaliev trying to hold. I think he's hurt to the body, guys.
And Inoue is one of the best liver shot punchers in this game, especially against southpaws, who shuffle back in straight lines.
Doesn't want to get touched by those big shots, but offensively, he's starting to settle down and land some shots.
There it is.
But then a shot like that'll land.
Left hook to the body.
Knocked down, scored by the monster. This is what he delivers time and again. Desmaranis is so game to fight back. Inoue goes to that spot again.
Of course, MJ sometimes uses the guard to bait attacks before countering or retreating.
Uncomfortable. He's so worried about the counter shot.
Round here for Akhmadaliev as he finds that left hand to the body.
So Inoue will need to stay disciplined, doubling up the jab or snapping it with authority to stop MJ from looking for the counterpunches. If MJ does try to press the fight against the monster, that could actually work into Inoue's hands. Against Tapalas and Neary, he showed his ability to play possum, drawing out the southpaw jab at times, then firing back with a throwaway left, followed by a sweeping right rear hook, which is especially effective against southpaws that do slip out to their left at times.
But like I said earlier, if you know, you got caught. But like I said earlier, if you know, that you gotta keep backing the monster up. Both that in glove. Ooh.
huge left and right hand get through for Inoue.
Nice.
And that swooping motion can catch him as they're bending down or even pulling out of range. Not to mention MJ has been caught out this way before, particularly when he's overconfident trying to push his opponent back. Another weapon for the monster is his ability to quickly shuffle back out of range himself and punish overcommitments and aggression. He did this perfectly against Neri, shuffling away from the sweeping overhand left before coming back with his own counter left hook. And I feel sometimes people forget he can be just as good a counterpuncher as an aggressive front foot fighter. In terms of a setup I could see happening in this fight, it would be consistent body attacks from the monster, especially with his right hand, as I do feel he'll be able to condition MJ into dropping that lead hand.
And that's going to be a punch that can land often.
He's not looking for one shot. He's letting his hands go.
Which, over time, could just create the opportunities for the monster to set up that overhand right over the top, just as he did against Fulton.
Really hard to get in and out.
Oh, right hand hurts him! Oh, a huge right hand from the monster!
Very humble, very confident.
Big overhand right. Another one!
Interestingly, watching MJ's fight against Apales, a fellow Southpaw, the Filipino also managed to exploit that opening. Sure, they were both Southpaws, but I still feel Inoue can exploit the opening from the orthodox position.
Seen it.
It was almost like when Chocolatito, oh, left hand there. Known for a one punch knockout. Oh, speaking of one punch, and there's a second from Tapales.
And then there's MJ's habit of throwing those quick bursts on the inside, especially if he's getting success. However, that leaves him very vulnerable at the end of his combinations. The prime territory for Inoue's counters. Nevertheless, I still feel the biggest challenge may be MJ's movement and angles. He's slippery, constantly circling, and he knows how to make his opponent's aggression work against them. Plenty of fighters have fallen into the trap of standing in front of him for just that little too long, only for him to catch you out with a quick 1-2 or sweeping body shot on the inside. If Inoue isn't sharp in respecting those angles, he could be in for a tougher night than many expect. But for me, I feel he needs to show off his power early to make MJ as hesitant as possible. I expect him to turn up the pace. Before I cover Akhmadaliev, I want to tell you about the Boxing Life Patreon. On there, I have an ever-growing library of fight film studies, which goes into extensive details of tactics and styles, which also includes 3 exclusive Inoue film studies on there. Not only that, you get early access to upcoming videos and extra content, including my betting previews with my own personal predictions and picks, while you can also ask me questions on my monthly Q&A. If you want to go a step further, the champ level tier gives you the request for me to create your own film study or cover a boxing topic. Whether it's your favourite fighter or an upcoming fight, I'll cover it. This is a great way to support the channel and for me to dive deeper into the sweet science without the worry of content getting blocked or demonetized on YouTube. If you want to try it out, there is a 7-day free trial. I'll leave it in the description below. So on that note, let's get right back into the analysis. Now let's take a look at the challenger and former unified champion MJ Akhmadaliev. Without question, this will be his toughest test of his career. Inoue feels almost unstoppable right now. Even when he's knocked down, it only seems to push him to another level. But those moments do leave openings for MJ and his team to exploit. Both knockdowns against Cardenas and Neri came from poor positioning at close range. Cardenas caught Naoya as he stepped to his right, timing him with the overhand left from the southpaw position. Neri caught him out when he tried to assert himself on the inside with the looping left, and left himself exposed after throwing an uppercut, only to get caught out by the left hook. For me, that does suggest MJ could try to set traps with his own left hand in similar situations. It's a risky approach though, given the monster's power, but one that could pay off if timed perfectly. One thing about Inoue is that he is most dangerous at that mid-range, where he's able to get the full extension on his punches, and it's also where he counters most effectively too. If we're being honest, standing your ground for too long is usually a death sentence against him, and this has been seen in his last 5 opponents, who all paid the price for it. And that's why MJ will need to keep moving, firing quick combinations, and then exiting laterally before Inoue can return fire. MJ's not the type to admire his work, as he'll land his burst of combinations before angling out, and and that could just frustrate the monster at times. Even Teddy Atlas thinks this could be the case.
He is smart. He is calculating. That's what gives him a chance. That's the opposite of what whoever he was. The opposite. That's what gives him a chance for me. Yeah, could he get out hustled? But in his mind, he won't get out hustled. You know why? Because his control with his legs of range takes care of his defense where you're not landing on him. He's making you miss. And then he's back in position looking again in a very calculating, very controlled way of placing the punches without being reckless, without giving up defense.
So considering all that, the counterpunching route is MJ's best path. It's about controlling range, setting traps, and punishing him when he commits. So in terms of Akhmadaliev's traps, typically likes to wait to counter the orthodox jab or a rear hand with his lead right hook or a quick counter jab.
Feeling really good.
About the counter shot.
Check hook to turn the corner. Oh, walking him onto hook.
That was a huge moment.
And given how the monster loves to go downstairs with the right hand, I feel MJ could have the opportunities to catch him as he commits to the body.
Can hear this massive.
His quick-footed shuffles backwards can also make opponents overreach, leaving them open for those straight left-hand counters. And even when Akhmadaliev does stand in front of you, one of his best weapons is the sweeping left uppercut, or hook to the liver, often thrown after slipping to his right to avoid the backhand. These looping left hands by Southpaws have troubled the monster before.
Hand is in a perfect defensive position, and that allows the body work for Doheny with that left.
Combination. Could make something happen, and there it is. What a shot!
If MJ times it right to the body, it could be fight changing. I also like how MJ mixes this attack up, looping rear hooks, uppercuts to the body, or straight shots down the pipe, never letting you know where the next punch is going.
Shots that take his steel out of there. Look at that.
And he's finding the range. The first couple of rounds, he was really...
And if he can feint to the body before whipping shots upstairs, before coming upstairs with the right hook, followed by a left hand.
Velasquez is willing to trade. This is the time where Velasquez...
Something actually Doheny used effectively. It could just keep the Japanese star guessing.
He wants this fight to go into the later round. He wants this fight.
Another subtle weapon, but something that can be used consistently, is a stiff up jab when Inoue lowers his lead hand at close range. It doesn't have to be a fight-ending shot, but it's just enough to disrupt him, and it usually forces him to reset, and that could just create the space for MJ at times to build off his offense and try push him back. This all said, the danger remains. MJ can't afford to trade too often. The old stick and move approach, for me, is the best bet in this fight. Inoue has shown that when he gets too eager to close the distance, he can be timed, but it takes precision and discipline to do it.
Left, right hand, down the middle.
In my opinion, Akhmadaliev will no doubt come in confident, and while the task at hand is monumental, I think he has the tools to make this a close fight, or at least give him one of his hardest fights. Inoue has answered every challenge put in front of him so far. Champions, contenders, punchers, southpaws, you name it. Each time though, he's found a way not just to win, but to inflict damage so that there's no return. But every great fighter eventually meets a style that forces new questions, and that's where I think the Uzbek Akhmadaliev comes in. He's an incredible mover, disciplined, fast, and will bring something to the table that will make the monster think in ways he hasn't had to do at 122 pounds. So the question is, will MJ's movement, speed and southpaw traps finally be the puzzle that slows down Inoue? Will we witness another brutal reminder why Naoya is one of the most devastating fighters of this generation, not only due to punching power, but also his ring IQ? This has been Jamie from Boxing Life. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the fight. Do you think this will be the monster's toughest test at 122 pounds? Or do you think MJ can do the unthinkable and win on September 14th? As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.